Issy says, "Hi, Matt. How can one create that awareness you mentioned?" Well, awareness there's a lot of different ways to do it, right? There's a lot of different ways. The best way, and they actually talk a lot about this in meditation, but it's to do some kind of meditation, right? Just start becoming aware of things. Another thing that you can do is, so for instance, let's take that, right? So in meditation, what they talk about is just becoming aware of everything, right? Aware of your body, aware of your breathing. If you get deep into meditation, you can start feeling the blood running through your veins. You can feel it going through your arteries and your veins. You can literally just sit there and feel the blood going through your whole body. And that's an awareness of your body. Well, there's awareness of other things, right? So for instance, there's an awareness of triggers. There's so if you get triggered, instead of getting into the trigger and being like, "Oh, I hate you, and you start attacking and stuff, you go, "Wait a second, I'm triggered right now." And you're like, "What am I going to do about this trigger?" Like, "Oh, I got to go somewhere because I got to deal with the fact that I've got these emotions triggered up in me." And there's other awarenesses, right? And awareness is, what am I saying? I actually went to a Toastmasters meeting. And one of the things that they do in Toastmasters is they will count how many times you say the word or or whatever when you're speaking. And when you do that and they start pointing it out, or some of them have these little dingers that they ding, and whenever you say an they go ding, right? And so what happens is you start becoming aware that you're saying the word and then when you're about to say it and you're like, you, instead of saying it, you just don't say anything, or you replace it with something else that you say. And you can do that with behaviors. You can have other people help you become aware of what you're doing. You can start just watching yourself doing it. There's all kinds of different ways that you can create awareness around what it is that you're doing and how you're behaving and what you're saying and how you're treating other people and whether it's about you or not. So for instance, we're talking about whether you are taking other people's needs into consideration or not. So next time you go and hang out with people, are you taking other people's needs into consideration? Are you taking your own needs into consideration? Just ask yourself that question when you're doing it, and all of a sudden that will create a focus, right? Whatever you focus on, that's where your energy goes. And then once your energy goes there, then you can start looking at it and start changing things that don't work and fixing things that aren't right and putting things into different orders and being like, well, what if I did this instead? What if all of a sudden I started changing my behaviors or changing my word habits or changing whatever I'm doing? Instead of being triggered, what if I went into compassion or curiosity or whatever? And so that's what it is. I hope that makes sense to you, Issy. Does that make sense?